Rock stars and drugs are often as inseparable as football and beer. Sure, you can enjoy one without the other, but it might feel like something's missing. In the wild world of rock and roll, watching musicians spiral on substances can be oddly captivating, until it inevitably ends in tragedy. Rick James. Rick James, the iconic funk musician and singer behind hits like Super Freak and Give It To Me Baby, achieved great success but faced significant legal and drug-related troubles. His cocaine addiction led to a series of arrests in the 1990s, which ultimately derailed his promising musical career. Despite these personal struggles, James's contributions to funk and soul music remain influential and enduring. Keith Moon. Keith Moon, the wild and eccentric drummer for The Who, was renowned for both his groundbreaking drumming and his tumultuous personal life. His excessive partying, driven by a mix of drugs and alcohol, resulted in numerous outrageous stories and close calls. In 1978, Moon's life ended prematurely at the age of 32 due to an overdose, cementing his place as one of rock's most tragic and unforgettable figures. Jerry Garcia. Jerry Garcia, the legendary guitarist and founding member of the Grateful Dead, was reputed for his psychedelic-inspired music and the counterculture lifestyle that surrounded the band. Garcia struggled with heroin addiction throughout his life, which ultimately led to health problems and an untimely death at the age of 53. Despite his personal battles, his musical contributions remain influential and cherished by generations of fans. Lane Staley. Lane Staley, the hauntingly powerful voice behind Alice in Chains, experienced a meteoric rise to fame alongside the grunge movement of the early 1990s. However, Staley's well-documented struggles with heroin addiction ultimately led to his tragic death in 2002. Today, fans remember Staley for his unmistakable vocal style and the unforgettable music he created. Mick Jagger. Mick Jagger, the legendary frontman of the Rolling Stones, epitomizes the rock and roll lifestyle. Despite his share of drug-related controversies over the years, Jagger has preserved an aura of mystique and charisma that continues to enchant fans. He shows no signs of slowing down, proving that some legends are indeed timeless. Steven Tyler. Steven Tyler, the charismatic frontman of Aerosmith, has experienced significant highs and lows throughout his storied career. His long struggle with drug addiction once threatened to derail the band, but Tyler's dedication to recovery and his exceptional talent have enabled Aerosmith to keep rocking for decades. Today, Tyler embodies the power of perseverance and the lasting allure of rock and roll. Whitney Houston. Whitney Houston, celebrated as one of the greatest voices in music history, was tragically overshadowed by her struggles with addiction. Her immense talent was frequently eclipsed by her highly publicized battles with drugs and her tumultuous marriage to Bobby Brown. In 2012, Whitney's life ended in tragic accidental drowning, with heart disease and cocaine use contributing factors. Despite the struggles she faced, her remarkable legacy endures through her timeless and powerful music. Iggy Pop. Iggy Pop, the godfather of punk rock, has spent over 5 decades challenging norms and shattering expectations. Throughout his legendary career, he faced down drug addiction, often skating dangerously close to the edge of self-destruction. Yet, Iggy's relentless resilience and knack for reinvention have cemented his place as one of rock's most enduring and influential icons. Nikki Sixx. Nikki Sixx, the infamous bassist and chief songwriter for Mötley Crüe, lived a life of excess that matched his band's success. His heroin addiction, which nearly claimed his life more than once, turned his drug-fueled antics into rock legend. Despite countless close calls with death, Sixx eventually reclaimed his life, becoming a strong advocate for sobriety and showing that even the wildest rock stars can find redemption. Courtney Love. Courtney Love, the outspoken frontwoman of Hole and widow of Kurt Cobain, has long been entangled in the tumultuous world of drug addiction. Her raw, unapologetic stage presence and tumultuous personal life have frequently made headlines, often eclipsing her musical accomplishments. Despite numerous rehab stints and legal battles, Love's resilience and fierce determination have kept her a significant and enduring force in the alternative rock scene. Amy Winehouse. Amy Winehouse, the gifted British singer-songwriter, was a powerhouse of talent, yet haunted by addiction. As her fame soared, so did her struggle with drugs and alcohol, ultimately culminating in her tragic death at just 27. Her deeply emotional lyrics and soulful voice still leave a lasting impact, standing as both a testament to her artistic brilliance and a somber reminder of the heavy toll it took on her life. Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison, the enigmatic frontman of The Doors, was as infamous for his wild substance abuse as he was revered for his poetic lyrics and hypnotic stage presence. His alcohol-fueled outbursts were unpredictable, yet they contributed to the legend that surrounded him. Tragically, Morrison died in 1971 at the age of 27, with speculation swirling that his drug use played a part in his untimely death. Despite his brief life, Morrison's legacy as one of rock's most captivating and iconic figures remains indelible. Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix, often hailed as the greatest guitarist of all time, mesmerized audiences with his groundbreaking playing and flamboyant stage presence. Despite his musical brilliance, Hendrix's career was marred by his heavy drug and alcohol use. In September 1970, at just 27 years old, he tragically died from asphyxia after a fatal mix of barbiturates and alcohol. His untimely death cemented his status as a timeless legend, a genius whose light burned far too bright and far too fast. Kurt Cobain. Kurt Cobain, the troubled voice of alternative rock, spearheaded Nirvana in revolutionizing the music scene. As a songwriter, he bared his emotional wounds, channeling both vulnerability and rage, while grappling with depression and drug addiction. Tragically, those inner battles culminated in his suicide in April 1994. Today, Cobain is remembered not only for his groundbreaking music, but also as a poignant reminder of a life consumed by addiction and despair. Janis Joplin. Janis Joplin, the undisputed queen of rock and roll, channeled freedom and love through her raw, powerful voice and electrifying stage presence, embodying the spirit of a generation. Yet behind the scenes, she was shackled by her personal demons, with substance abuse fueling her turbulent life. In October 1970, Janis tragically died of a heroin overdose at just 27 years old, marking the heartbreaking end of an extraordinary career that burned brightly but far too briefly. Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious, the notorious bassist of the Sex Pistols, embodied punk rock's raw, self-destructive ethos. His volatile relationship with girlfriend Nancy Spungen, marred by their mutual heroin addiction, became a tragic tale of love and turmoil. In 1978, at just 21, Sid died of a heroin overdose, cementing his chaotic and short-lived existence. His life, marked by rebellion and excess, left an indelible mark on rock history, making him one of its most infamous drug casualties. Keith Richards. Keith Richards, the seemingly indestructible guitarist of the Rolling Stones, is as renowned for his wild, hard-partying lifestyle as he is for his legendary riffs. Despite surviving numerous legal troubles and countless close calls with death due to his drug use, Richards has defied the odds. For over 50 years, he has continued to rock on, demonstrating that with true talent and an unyielding zest for life, nothing can halt the music. Ozzy Osbourne. Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, is renowned not only for his pioneering work with Black Sabbath, but also for his outrageous behavior driven by drug and alcohol abuse. His infamous antics, like biting the head off a bat and snorting a line of ants, have become as legendary as his music. Despite numerous stints in rehab and a life marked by chaos, Ozzy remains a towering and influential figure in heavy metal, embodying both the wild side of rock and its enduring power.